So you thank Nick, have you, for getting them fired up?
Oh yeah, it's been a bit of a roller coaster, hasn't it? Yeah, hopefully, I mean, no doubt they're going to use it as motivation. But we can't control that anymore, and we're going to have to go just as hard as they will.
What's been the feedback for him this morning, or last night and this morning?
Yeah, as I said, it was a bit of a roller coaster. Like, Fags was pretty angry at the first instance, and then you know, boys showed their support for Rob, and Fags ended up sort of thinking it all through, and then came back to Rob and realised that it's not the end of the world, and that he's just got to make sure that he now plays well and doesn't let all the external stuff get him down.
Do you think you'll have to look out for him a bit more tomorrow night then?
I'd say so, yeah. We would all predict that, so we'll be ready for that.
Did he go a little bit too far, or you?
Yeah, he did. It's not a view the club shares, and Fags made that crystal clear. So, yeah, he's remorseful for what he said. Remorseful is probably too strong a word, but he regrets what he said, and it's not something that the club thinks about them. In fact, a lot of their stuff is actually quite good in terms of contested possession and clearance stuff. Like when they're winning, they do really well at those hard elements of the game. So, and they beat us earlier in the year, so we can definitely not call them soft.
For someone who's got to be physical, you've got to play the physical game. Does it worry you that he said that?
Oh, it doesn't worry us, no. If they come out hard at us, we're just going to go back at them, and we probably would want to do that anyway. So it's no problem, and we'll meet that challenge head on. No doubt it will come. So no, it doesn't worry us.
Dane in round 5, mate. You reckon he's ready to bounce back from what could be said was a poor performance from him?
Yeah, Dane would admit earlier in the year he probably had a bit of trouble breaking through the tag. He definitely wasn't playing the way we all know he can. And then he obviously spent a lot of time rectifying that and found some sort of formula to deal with it. It doesn't always work, but yeah, he's such a good player that, and we're all going to help him in that regard. That yeah, we're confident he'll get the job done.
Expecting another close finish?
I hope not, but wouldn't be surprised, especially the way it's all panning out. It'll be obviously hotly contested, so yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if it's close.
You've taken a lot of steps forward this year as a team. Like, what about dealing with favouritism? I know you did it against Carlton, but dealing with favouritism and now also dealing with a little bit of the extras that Nick added yesterday. How important is it to win to,
yeah,
I guess, prove that part of the development's come along as well?
Yeah, well, we all feel internally that our group's maturing pretty rapidly, especially from those younger guys coming through. There's sort of the way they talk and lead is beyond their years. So you're right, this will be a really good challenge from that regard. We probably haven't had this sort of external off-field problem to deal with as of yet, and so it'll be a great challenge.
How would you expect Nick to deal with it? Was he a bit quieter this morning, or how do you think he'll? Yeah,
you could tell he was a little bit bashful, but we all want him to know that he needs to switch on come game time, put it all in a box, and be the aggressive guy that he is, because he's his heart and soul is all about this club, and the way he plays, no one plays harder than Nick, so we need that from him. We don't need him to be a nice guy on the field.
What about generally the year? I mean, we just sort of touched on it. Is there an excitement? I mean, as we wind down this year, but heading into next season? Yeah,
there is. We feel really buoyant about where we're at. The win-loss probably isn't exactly where we feel like we're actually as a group. So it's in one regard that's a bit of a shame, but we're going to attack pre-season with a strong confidence that we hopefully go places next year.
Now, I know we've said it before, but the fact that these kids have re-signed and committed long term, it's a sort of a bit of a U-turn, isn't it, for the club?
Yeah, it is. Like as you're probably alluding to, we've had trouble with some retention, and now we're getting those top-end talent sort of guys sticking around for the long term. So we're building that real core of, it's probably more than a core to be honest, a real healthy list of talent and guys who are going to just come on year by year.
So does tomorrow night and the remaining games, they kind of suppose, is, show what you can do next season?
Yeah, that's right. For us, we're trying to picture ourselves as though we're striving to make finals, and that we've got a few games to make it, and so we're treating these games like elimination sort of games. So, so yes, we're trying to show where we're at and finish really strongly.
Great.
Yeah. Sorry, I just got one or two left field for you, Steph. Just since you're a ruckman, do you think there's a chance a ruckman might win the Brownlow this year with Big Max?
I think there is a chance. Yeah, I've followed his season pretty closely, and a lot of those games he'd probably be in the top 3 players. So I guess the question is, do the umpires notice that? But I think they will, because of the media attention around it. So yes, I think he's definitely a chance.
How's he? Like, you obviously know him reasonably well. How's he changed from afar since you've come to Brisbane, do you think, as a player?
His ability to cover the ground is probably the difference for the last few years. He's always been a really good tap ruckman, but yeah, he lost a bit of weight, I think, and the way he covers the ground is very impressive for someone so tall. I think he's 208 centimetres, so that's probably the progress he's made.
How do you sort of rank him and Grundy? There's a bit of chat that maybe both might find a spot in the All-Australian team.
Yeah, they're very different styles, aren't they? So, I mean, it's almost pointless to rank them against each other. I'd say those two have separated themselves from the pack, though. That's probably what I would say, in different ways. Yeah.
Very different, mate.
And just one last one for us, Steph. It's your 100th game as a Lions player this weekend. How special is that?
Yeah, it's really cool. I chatted with Mum on the phone last night. We just sort of thought back to when I first got here, and then I had a bit of injury trouble, and halfway through the second year of my 2-year deal, things weren't looking great. And then to think now that I've been able to play 100 for this club, I feel very, very blessed to be able to have done that, and to be able to be known as the ruckman for the Lions for a number of years. I really hold that close to my heart. So, yeah, it's pretty cool.